everyone. Welcome to another TSL launch party featuring Tiara, one of our amazing company members. We're so excited you all can join us here tonight, wherever you are, or if you're watching a rebroadcast of this live event, thank you so much for tuning in. We're so excited to celebrate and learn about and just appreciate all of Tiara's amazing contributions to our productions as well as her amazing talents. So without further ado, what we're going to do is we're going to watch a short video just about Tiara. And then afterwards, Tiara is going to be sharing some of her writings as well as maybe some music, and we'll all be asking some questions. So, thank you so much, and let's go.
Open my eyes, open my ears, take these fears, all these fears. Open my eyes, open my ears, take these fears, all these fears away. I'm Tiara Gildon, and this program has actually really helped me out a lot with having an outlet to express myself. And Mary and Michael have, just like the play is called Free Your Mind, they have given me the opportunity to free my mind.
Where did we first meet?
We first met at the Los Angeles Mission, actually. You all were doing a play, of course, and I think we were in the small chapel in the men's side.
And why did you think you came to the theater? Was it just something to do? Was it, like, what made you kind of want to start taking the class?
I wanted to express myself. Growing up, in my life, I wasn't really able to express myself. I used to dance, but I did that privately. I always thought acting was kind of cool, even though I hadn't done it before. So that's what made me, like, just get in it and just stick with it.
Like, the whole thing obviously was for the Freedom Festival, which was at LACC. And we had the Martin Luther King coming into your scene as well, like saying, you know, I think it was the school, like when he was addressing the kids in school in Chicago.
I can't say I remember it too much, but for my part, he was saying something about a dream, I think, or something, like, not I have a dream, but about being like me having my dream, or whatever the case may be, like being who you are called to be, I guess. But those weren't his exact words.
Don't be ashamed of your biological features. Somehow you must be able to say in your own lives and really believe it, I am black but beautiful.
That's right, I am black, and I am beautiful. So is my mother. She was just a single black female trying to make ends meet, trying to provide for us. But look where it got her. Nowhere at all. But yeah, to me, I took that part of the speech that came before my scene of my solo scene. I took it as be all you could be. You know, be all you could be you, be proud of who you are. And so that's what helped me write what I was gonna say in that time, even though everything was real to me. Everything from beginning to end of the play, I thought it was so cool how you guys just made the speech go in right with the play. Yeah, like, because especially now, I think this is like the perfect time to even be talking about this, because like I feel like I'm starting to move towards walking in that, in my purpose, you know, going from crawling to walking to running to eventually flying.
What was, I guess, the feedback? Like, because we had so many people watching the show. Did you have any friends or anybody that was, like, came up to you after the show doing it?
Some people from my church, which is Bible in Richmond, actually came. One young lady, her husband is actually a professional actor. So she came, and then another individual from my church came. And I saw them, like, when I was performing, like, I don't remember which scene it was, but I saw them. I didn't know that they was really going to come, But I saw them, and I was like, what? They're here. And, like, they were, like, right in the front row. So that was super cool, and that was, like, dang, like, I got people that support me, And then the crazy thing about it is that, like, a couple of times I was walking down the street in downtown LA, and people was like, weren't you in that play? And I'm like, those were people I didn't know, who had came to the play, I guess, and had heard about the Freedom Festival. And that really touched me. I was like, wow, like, they were watching me. And, people were like, you were so good. And then even after the show, just people was like, you were so good. And people really sing with me and Chrissy.
Mm-hmm. Look, I'm getting frustrated. I need to smoke. Me too, man. Okay, you finna go and have to find some. From who? I owe everybody money. I don't know, chicken or something. Chicken's dead, bro. Well, I don't know, but you're gonna have to go and get some. Man, all right, man. I gotta make. Oh, wait a minute. You need to change those clothes. Man, I don't want to change. That look good, man. Hold on.
They were really giving us props for that. So, yeah, that's what the experience was as far as feedback.
And it was your first theatrical. Like, is there anything, like, you remember, like, the rehearsal process or anything, like?
The thing that I remember most is our quiet time, or I don't think we called it quiet time, but just sitting there in silence. And the reason I remember that so much is because I didn't know how to be still. I couldn't be still internally, externally, and it made me, and that's really strengthened me as a person, because now I can sit and be still and hear the voice of God, or hear my own thoughts, or whatever the case may be, and sit with them.
Like, so was there anything you remembered, like, as far as, like, was it the what was the thing you liked best, like, about the rehearsals?
I would say getting close to other people, because yes, I do music, but I do it by myself. I've always kind of been owner. Yes, I've had friends, I have friends, so on and so forth, but I do things alone, from work to school, everything. And, like, being able to interact with other people and just have fun, Like, growing up, I was considered to be shy, and then a lot of times, a lot of people didn't talk to me because they felt like I was mean because of the way my face looked. But I'm not mean at all. And and I never was the type to go and just talk to somebody, introduce myself, so this was kind of a way to get in tune and start talking to other people, and it was natural, it wasn't like, oh, hey, hi, my name is Tiara, it was just like, we all working together, so we gonna get to know each other.
And why'd you come to LA, like, from Phoenix to LA? Like, what were you want to do, music? Like, what was your reason?
That was my desire. I actually was performing on Vine in Hollywood. I made, like, I remember I made like $55, and I was like, wow, like, this is crazy, right?
This is what I love to do, so I'ma do it. Check me. Nowadays I take a little time away so I can think. It's been a minute. Other day made an appointment with my shrink. On the rail, I got pills from October, but a sink. Been trying to heal naturally, trying to change the way I eat.
And
yeah, I wanted to do music, but more so, it was like this urge in me. It was like, you always wanted to go to California. You always wanted to live there. Just go. You know, why beat around the bush?
I had to look back on it. My life had all these stamps on it. Like a passport, shoot, I done been everywhere. But to the kingdom, that's long. Searched the world, couldn't find a home. Always feeling alone, trying to fill up this hole. It's like I'm carrying bones, yeah. Old dreams that disintegrated. I want to be emancipated.
Do you think that the production helped, like, you stay in the program, or was it something that you think, like, you know, was kind of separate? Like, how do you feel, like, about it compared to everything else you were doing at the time?
I actually do think it helped me stay because, if I wouldn't have had nothing to do, I probably would have left again. Mm. Yeah, but it definitely helped me, to stay in there and stay connected, because I had, you know, waking up every day and, you know, going to practice, to rehearsal, it gave me a purpose, you know. I feel like it gave me a purpose, like, you know, I'm gonna do this today, you know.
Okay, so 3 years ago, so you graduated, and then what have you been, like, I guess, what have you been doing? Like, what is your, like, walk us through, like, yeah, what have you been doing?
Well, when I first left the mission, I went to La Sierra University. So, anyways, I was there for a while. Then I got this apartment in November of 2018. And once I came here, I no longer was going to La Sierra University because I transitioned from there to here. I was staying in dorms. And then from there, I was at home for a while, not really doing too much. I wasn't even doing music. I was just here, and I was going through a lot of depression.
And why did you leave school? Like, what made you leave school?
I didn't have the money.
Oh, okay. That's what Chrissy said, too.
Yeah, I didn't have the money. It was very expensive. Yeah. So that's what made me leave school. And then I began to go to the school up the street, which is Riverside RCC. Mm-hmm. And I was there from 2019 to 2020, so about a year I was there. And then I started working again.
And what were you studying?
Biology.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Was that what you studied in the university before?
Yeah. Biology, biomedical sciences.
Okay.
So you were thinking that would lead to, to
pre-med stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right.
And why'd you leave again?
I left because I need more money. You know, so I was like, I gotta work. Mm. You know, so I began to work, and then I've been working all the way up until basically a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Chrissy said you were doing the four-wheel trucks. I was like, oh my god.
The 18-wheelers, yeah, I was.
It's like she's so like little Tiara.
Yeah, I did that for a couple months, and it wasn't for me not because it was hard or anything. That was fine, but more so because I first of all, I had fell off with God back in March of 2020 because I did some things I wasn't supposed to be doing. And then so once I began truck driving, I felt like I got back connected. And the thing about the truck driving was that I couldn't eat the way that I wanted to eat. There wasn't really any healthy options. You could get a fruit cup, that's about it. And the hygiene part of it. You could literally go days without taking care of your hygiene, and I was like, I can't do it. You know, so that was over with.
Anything you remember about us at all?
I remember...
Besides that we're out of our minds.
I remember Maddie being like... very like laid back, not laid back like how I'm laid back, but she was like more like that mom type, like okay, we gonna do it like this, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just like, I don't know, and then you was like, you gotta get it, like, you know, like it was just two different, totally different atmospheres, but it worked though, because you were like, you know, sometimes I felt like you got frustrated with us sometimes, like, come on, you gotta do it, like, not telling us how to do it, but like put more emphasis in it and stuff like that. So that's what I would say that I remember about both of you.
We're going around like thinking about like what is Strindberg Laboratory, like what is it? Because it's like all these different people, you know, that we work with. So I guess what does Strindberg Laboratory mean to you? Like what does it mean?
To me, because you brought so many people in from different backgrounds, with both plays, even the Jesus 911. What's the word I'm looking for? It's like a outlet. It's like it's positive. It's positive for the community. It's more than an outlet. I can't think of the word I'm looking for. But it's like it's very empowering. You know, it empowers the people. Not only the people who are in the plays, but the people who watch the plays. You know, because you never know who it could spark to be like, you know what, I want to be in the next play, or even spark to change their life, because it's real, it's raw, you know. It's not something that is just like, okay, let's make something up, you know. Like you allow us to be who we are and be authentic, and I think that that's what makes it special.
You remember anything about other people?
Yeah, actually, everybody, but if I could point out one person that maybe nobody thought that I would say inspired by or influenced by, it would be Dominic.
Really?
I really liked him. Like he was just him. He was cool, you know. And I was like, and then he came up with the Star Wars scene. I'm like, okay.
Were you a Star Wars fan?
No, I
Okay.
And who were you in the Star Wars?
Yoda.
Oh, that's right, Yoda. That's right. I forgot about that. Like, what is it about you that you want to share about yourself? Like, that you want people to know about that we didn't cover?
I would say what I would want people to know about me that we have not covered is that I'm very compassionate. I love people, although I don't spend a lot of time with people.
That's why you love them so much.
That's right.
You're smart. That's really smart.
And I want to see, and I want to be a part of a world change in a good way. Like I used to see myself as like becoming like another Martin Luther King, but there will never be another Martin Luther King. But I'm gonna be Tiara Gildon.
Watch where you go and watch where you be, 'cause who the sun sets free.
Messed up. Wow! Well, without further ado, let's give it up for Tiara!
Hello, everybody. I can't see nobody, of course. So basically, I'm just looking at myself right now. But I appreciate everybody that came out tonight, that's here, that's in the live chat on Facebook Live. I got my Facebook Live over here on the other device, but I don't have a Facebook, so I'm not going to be able to see if y'all typing in the comments or anything like that. But you can still feel free to type in the comments any questions that you have or whatever, and then I'll receive them and I'll answer any questions. But I did want to share a few things with everybody. The first thing being that I wrote a book this year. My first book is my life story up until that point. I finished the book on March the 29th this year. I spent 2 months writing the book, but I literally probably spent 30 days actually writing the book, but it was over the period of 2 months. So yeah, so I got a little excerpt from the book. I it's so much that I wrote, it was hard to figure out what I wanted to share without giving out too much, because y'all got to get the book, of course, right? So I found something that I feel like is appropriate, and I just want to share it with y'all real quick, and I'll share a few more things while I have the time. So the name of my book is called Penetration, Mending My Mind. And the reason that I titled it that is because I came up with maybe like 50 titles, and I decided on that one and that subtitle because they spoke to me the most. And I looked up the definition of the word penetration, and it means the action or process of making a way through or into something. So I felt like in my life, I've been penetrated about a lot of things. My heart has been penetrated. It's just been so much penetration. So many things have been able to make a way through to me. you know I am that something. And then I'm subtitled it Mending My Mind because I felt like the process of writing the book would allow me to do just that. We hear a lot about allowing the heart to be mended, or Lord, mend my heart, or whatever, but I never really heard that before, mending of the mind. So I was like, you know what, that's cool. So anyway, enough with that. So this little portion that I'm gonna share is from, I believe, the 4th or 5th chapter of my book, and it's about some of the time that I spent being stuck in St. Thomas Virgin Islands. So I hope you guys can hear me good enough. So I said, one night, the girl that I was with finished her shift at the club, and when she returned to the house, her and the lady got into an argument. At the end of the argument, the lady told us that we had to leave. We didn't leave right then and there, but I stepped outside and began to walk the streets. I made up in my mind that night that I was really going to do it, that I was going to exchange my body for money. It was late, so there weren't many cars driving on the roads. We weren't far from the sea, so I chose to walk beside the sea to clear my mind and prepare it. Minutes later, I saw the lights of a vehicle flash in my direction. The car was across the street from where I was, and it was pulling into a business area. I walked over and began to talk to the guy who was driving. He offered me a ride, so I got in the car. I didn't know how to go about initiating the conversation and putting my motives forth. In the past, I had taken calls for the women that I hung around as if I was the front desk receptionist at a business, but I never actually saw the face on the other side of the phone. I was in a totally different situation at that point, and I didn't know how to go about it. The entire ride, we engaged in conversation, but money was on my mind. I was trying to figure out in my mind how I was going to get some from him. We pulled into a gas station and got some drinks, and he bought me some rolling papers as well. Once we left the gas station, he took me back to where we'd originally met. Before I got out of the car, he handed me some weed. Then I got out of the car and walked back across the street. I sat on a bench, pulled out the papers and the weed, rolled up and sparked a joint. I sat there just smoking and looking at the water. I was stressed. I didn't know what we were going to do. I was still on probation and wasn't supposed to be smoking or out of state. Yet there I was getting high on an island far away from home. I believe that was my first time smoking since I'd been on probation. I'd used drugs that left my system fairly quickly from time to time, and I'd drink alcohol, but I didn't smoke weed. though it was flowing around me heavily. That night, I didn't care anymore. I thought to myself that I'd deal with the consequences when and if they would arise. At that time, I had to focus on the situation that was at hand. That night, the lady allowed us to stay, but we had to rise and leave early in the morning. We barely had any money, so we couldn't rent out a hotel room. Things were all bad. So we began to walk down the street in the direction of the airport. We figured we'd find some type of help there. However, there was nothing that the people at the airport could do about our situation. We told them we were stranded and had no money to get back home. They could do nothing to help us. We left the airport and began to walk back towards where we'd come from. We didn't go very far from the airport though. We headed to a patch of grass and just sat on the ground. We were stuck. To relieve some of the stress, we decided to go to a beachfront hotel that had outdoor dining, and we ate there. It was fairly cheap, and we tried to enjoy ourselves in spite of the situation that we were in. When we finished eating, we went back to reality, back to sitting on the ground, trying to figure out a solution to our problem. The girl became weary and laid on the ground. I felt so bad for her because she was a pregnant woman stranded on an island with no money. At that moment, I told myself that I had to figure something out. I went on another walk, this time in broad daylight, but had no success. I returned to her, and I could see hope in her eyes as I approached the area. I couldn't fulfill the need. I'd failed us both. So that is from my book, just a little portion. And a little bit about after that situation when I made it back home um, to Minnesota. I was living in Minnesota at that time. I actually did begin to exchange my body for money, and at times I would even exchange it for drugs. Not even get money. Just be like, look, this is how much I want, blah 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 blah, and do what I did. So, that's the experience that a lot of people don't know about me. So, thank God I've overcome that. But yeah, so that's that. And then I have two other writings that I want to share with you guys, but I will if anybody has any questions about that so far, feel free to put it in the chat.
We have your mom wrote tiarabomb.com, proud mama. I wanted, and then, hey there, we're so proud of you, Tiara. You go, girl. That's from Ainsley Matthew.
Okay.
Christine said, good job, T. Ainsley said, yay, with a happy face. Neasley says, so proud of my baby. Christopher says, thank you so much. Love and enjoyed the interview. And Dominic just wrote, I'm so touched. So everybody
Aw.
just really, really, really loved it so much. So that's what we got so far. But I'll give you back your space.
Okay. I appreciate everybody and all of your comments. Everybody watching. I really, really appreciate it for real because support is something that's major to me. What's up, Mom? I love you, Mom. P.O.P. hold it down. But yeah, so the next one that I'm gonna share is a quick little journal that I had wrote back in 2016. Uh, it was I actually dated it as August 6, 2016. It was at 12:03 p.m. and I was in Malibu, California. So the journal says, "Ha, really, I am just writing this so that I can have documentation of my visit to Malibu. No rant today. Everything is all good. Ha, I love it. The ocean is so calming. The waves crashing, the cool, fresh breeze. It is cloudy out, but as I began this sentence, the sun almost peeked through the clouds.
Anyways, this beach is pretty cool. It's further west than the pier, so there isn't too many people here. It is still a bit early though. It's Saturday, so I know there's more to come. I'm about 50 feet from some beach houses. I chose this inn because I know that less people will come down here due to privacy. So, enough about the people. This seagull is staring at me, and I know and I know it is because he wants this little bit of popcorn I dropped while chowing down a second ago. Poor thing must be really hungry because he has been over here for a good 5 minutes. LOL. This is cool though. Moments like this, I really get to reflect on how much I appreciate life. When I am in the city all day, every day, I guess that it can become a little overwhelming. All the people's, all the people, cars, buildings, it gets extreme and becomes draining. My mind becomes crowded, just like the reality I am facing. And then I put in parentheses, I put when I am in the city. And honestly, it takes a toll on me. I know that I am tough, but I am also gentle. I get peace and serenity out here. I have not a worry in the world that goes for now and any other time I go out to be with nature. Nature will not allow me to do so. I may come to certain realizations and reflect, but I don't worry. I belong in places like this. I can visit the city, but I'm a suburban girl. I am a family girl. Yes, I am single, but that doesn't change who I am. That is just another label slash title. I can care less about that. I love the quietness, the softness, the love between me and nature, the love I see between the humans. It is a breath of fresh air and a sense of love. You know what? I just looked around and not a person in my view is on their cell phone. Mine is powered off. Maybe that's why there is so much peace here. None of those electronic signals coming in and out causing confusion. Everyone is either reading, writing, meditating, gazing, swimming, surfing, or engaging in face to face communication. I like that. This is what life is about. I am so thankful right now. Not that I think, now that I think about it, I have officially blessed this book with peace and love. Then I put a smiley face and I said, all of the Most High's creation in one place at one time in total harmony, love. And then I put a heart. And the crazy thing about this is that, um, you know, in this I said, not there's no rant or something like that. Is because during this period of time in my life, I did do a lot of writing, but it was a lot of depression in it. So this was one of my happier writings, and not only that, but this same day, I went to a restaurant, met a pastor. I went to the church the next Sunday because this was on a Saturday. Yeah. So I went to the church on Sunday. By Monday, I was at the mission doing an interview with my chap who's online. And then by Wednesday, I was in the mission. So this is a dear journal to me, very special to me. So yeah, I wanted to share that with all of you tonight.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
ahead. No, I was
No,
going to ask you what the comments say.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna get to them. So Sandra, awesome, so proud of you, Sandra Richland. Hope I'm pronouncing it correct. Jones, Jada, keep shining, Tiara, and then Sandra just gave me some hearts. Is there any questions for Tiara? Any comments besides the ones that are there already? Any questions at all for Tiara? I guess what kind of, I know you do music, so what music have you been writing? That's one question I have. What music, and if you do have music, what music do you want to share anything? Because Tiara's music was so great, that was her music in the video. So yeah, it was just so great, and it really made the video. So yeah, have you been writing, and do you have anything that you want to share? Any music?
I haven't actually since the project that I did. I don't think that I've written anything after that. I just have this relationship with music that's really strange, you know. It's always on and off, on and off, on and off. You know, some days are better than others, you know, but I find that, you know, in the process of writing, sometimes I become very discouraged and I become very frustrated. So I just put the pen down, you know, and then, you know, lately within the last few weeks, I've been thinking about writing something, but I guess I fear that feeling of just being frustrated pretty much, you know.
Well, we have a couple more questions. We've got Bernadette just wrote, "What a great sharing, a powerful turning point." Neasley asked, "How can we get the book?"
Okay, so the book, I'm still trying to get the funding for it to self-publish it right now. I want to start a Kickstarter, which is something like crowdfunding pretty much. I'm gonna have somebody do a video for me. I want to put the money together to get the cover and everything so that I can at least have a cover picture, a cover photo for people to see, and then I have to write up something as far as, you know, coming up with a good promotional video so that people could actually donate and I could get the book published. Yes, I can just put everything on Amazon right now, you know, as is, but I really want to have hard copies. And I'll also have it online and stuff like that, but I just want to do everything at one time. So it's not available right now.
And we have two similar questions. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years, and what's next for Tiara G?
You know what? I can't even see 5 years from now, right? To be honest, because I'm just trying to take it a day at a time. It's I don't know. I don't know. It's you know, I don't want to overwhelm myself. You know, I actually, when I was looking for these things that I'm sharing today, I came across something that I wrote in 2016, and it was about where I see myself in 5 years, and yeah, none of that stuff happened. So I'm gonna just let it be what it is. And then for the question of uh, what's next for me, I don't know. Again, I'm just trying to take it a day at a time. I don't know. So that's the truth. So yeah.
Well, I think everybody's taking it right now with COVID and everything a day at a time, so that's not a problem at all. So Sandra just wrote the song that you sent me that you saw was beautiful, and then Bernadette just wrote, "A day at a time is all we have." And Dominic just wrote, "That's real, Tiara." Thank you, Dominic. That's right. That is real.
Dominic in the house.
So, you know, I think what we wanted to say is that it's been such a pleasure working with Tiara in Free Your Mind, and also getting the chance to go out to see where she's at now, in her place, and actually seeing like all her creativity and all of her energy that she still has and she's still using in her life. I just think that Tiara actually gave us the title "Free Your Mind" from a song which we didn't know about. So it gave us the title of the show, and was really the one of the core reasons why Free Your Mind was so successful. So we just want to say thanks to Tiara, because without her, obviously, we couldn't have done that production, which was related to also a big festival. So it was important to so many people. And Chris just wrote, "Tiara's fantastic. We must collaborate." And then your chap just wrote, "One day at a time is a good plan. I'm praying for you and believe in you. God will open the door when the time is right. Stay focused and in faith. Love you."
I love you too, chap. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, we definitely got a collab. I already knew that from day one meeting you. Like, I love the energy. So yes.
So, Tiara, is there anything else you want to share with us tonight? Any other, like, writing, songs, words, anything at all?
Yeah, I will, since Sandra did bring up the song that I had sent her, I did not, I repeat, I did not want to do any music today. But I'm gonna do it. I will do the song. Yeah, so I'll do that song, and I'll actually do one more writing, which is a poem that I wrote in 2017. So yeah, I got everything ready because I felt like this would happen. So yeah, I prepared myself. But yeah. So let's see what we get here. And Mike, tell me if you can hear this, if it's too loud, the music, the instrumental, if it's too loud or if it's too low. And yeah, so I didn't do any warm-ups or anything like that. So if my voice cracking, it is what it is. But hey, here's the song. Is it all right, Mike?
If you can make it a little louder, we can hear it, but it's a little low.
Is that good?
Yes, it's perfect.
All right, I'm ready to start the instrumental. They say our bones are dried and yelled, and our hope is lost too. We are cut off for parts. He took me to the valley, and then he asked me, can these bones live? I said, only you know, Lord. Then he said, prophesy and say that these are the words of Yahweh. I will cause breath to enter you and have the flesh cover the sinews. Yeah, they say our bones are dried and our hope is lost. Yeah. We are cut off for parts. He said, put this stick of Joseph and this stick of Judah in your hand. I'm gonna make them one again, and bring them back to Israel. Give them one king. I'll be their Elohim, and I'll dwell amongst them forevermore. They say our bones are dried and our hope is lost. Yeah. we are cut off. And that got cut off by my alarm. 4 bars. So yeah, the name of that song is Ezekiel 37 because that's the scripture that the song came from. I was at work one day. I began to think about that scripture, the valley of dry bones. And I was like, man, I want to make a song about this. So I got home. It was like 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning. And like I just pulled out my Bible, read the whole chapter. And I just started singing it. Like I pretty much like push record on my recorder on my phone, and I just freestyled it. Like I didn't even write anything. I just freestyled it from memory of what I had just read, and then I went back, listened to the recording, and wrote it down. Tweaked a few words here and there, and I came up with the song, and that's really like my favorite song because it happened so quick. Like that was the fastest thing that I ever wrote. It felt like when I was looking for a beat, the beat came easily, and so it just worked out perfectly. And so I really love that song. It holds a special place in my heart, and of course, it's the Word of God, a chapter in the Word of God in song form. So yeah, that's the story behind that song.
We have so many comments. Everybody loved it. Daisy said that she loves the title "Free Your Mind." Thank you, Tiara, on the chat. And we have a few more people writing about to cry. Love this song. Toya, Lawanda, Bravo, Sandra, Hearts, Chrissy. Shout out to Chaplain Easy for seeing us through the sticking by us with all the shenanigans, and Michael Metti for giving us one huge reason to stay put. Ainsley just wrote, God really blessed you with talent, Tiara. And Christine just wrote, wow, what a song. Sing it again.
I'll sing it just for you. I'm going to call you and sing it.
So Tiara, do you have one more thing you want to share?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one more thing. I see you, Punky. Gee, what's up with it? So yeah, I got a few minutes here. So this is I think when I wrote this, I wasn't even trying to make it a poem, but I guess it kind of became a poem. And so I marked this as ADC 4th floor patio, northeast view. I don't know if that was correct. I'm pretty sure I was basing that off of where the sun was positioned. But anyway, I wrote this on March 4th, 2017. And so it says, the waters of the ocean are strong. They rock and sway and even create waves. The waters come crashing up against the rocks. When the waters meet shore, they are soaked up by the sand. If it were a hurricane, the waters would crash into the border that separates sea level from land. See, the waters just go with the flow, but at times it seems chaotic. It just depends on how the winds are blowing. I wonder how many sea creatures survive an oceanic storm. Do they sense it coming and go down to the ocean floor? Do they get caught up in the storm and flow with it or resist it? How do they survive? Once the storm rumbles over them, do they no longer want to be a sea creature? Do they no longer want to swim? Do they say to God, I wish I were a man and my habitat was on land? What do they do when they survive? Do they dwell on the storm or continue to move on? I look down in the deep and see these creatures going their own path. The waters may be headed south, but they're going in every other direction. It seems so smooth. It seems so sleek. They've developed the muscle to live in, yet not be conformed by the motions of the sea. God gave me dominion over the earth. I'm not to run from it. It's supposed to be ran by me. And that's the end of that poem. So, yep, that was March 7th, 2017. And when I haven't even read this probably since I wrote it that long ago. And I found it. I was like, oh yeah, this decent. I was like, dang, I didn't even know I was writing like that. So yeah, that inspired me in and of itself. Just going through old notebooks and finding stuff to present on here tonight.
Well, Tiara, there's so many people out there that are, watching that care about you deeply, are so impressed by what you have accomplished and are still accomplishing today. Um, uh, Basically, we just want to say, please, please keep creating with us. And we look forward to seeing you in person, hopefully very, very soon. And everybody who perhaps watched this at the middle way point or maybe at the end, it's going to be posted. So just wait about 10 minutes and actually YouTube or Facebook will actually post the whole thing. So it can be watched again if you missed anything. Tiara, any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
I just want to again just say thank you to everybody who came out to support me tonight. Thank you, Michael and Maddie, for just giving me the opportunity to be in the play. No matter how reluctant I was or how much resistance I may have showed, I really appreciate you all just pushing me to just do it. To just overcome that fear and stage fright, everything. Like I said in the interview, being still was probably the hardest part for me, but I appreciate that. I appreciate you, Chap, for making them passes for me so that I could go out and do what I did, and love you again, Mom. Who else I could see on here? Sandra, Chrissy, Ainsley, Aunt Chris, everybody. Chris, yeah, we got to do that collab. So
I'm on it.
Oh God, Siri doing too much. Everybody, I can't see everybody's name, but yeah, if my sister is on here, Sanya, Dede, but my Buka, of course, Toy, I can't see everybody who on here, but the names that I can see, I appreciate you, Bernadette, G. Oh yeah, Punky G. Who else on here? Yeah, so yeah, if I didn't say your name, it's probably because I don't see it on here. Dominic, of course. So yeah, I appreciate everybody who came out tonight.
Well, we appreciate you, Tiara. Thank you so much. Thanks for everybody. And we'll be doing this again with another company member very shortly for next month. So please, please tune in. And thank you so much, everybody, for coming out. Thank you so much. I'm going to stop the stream. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.